molten sphere. Life could not exist there, but now it was full of life. When did life begin, and how? Scientists think that 3 to 4 billion years ago, when the Earth started to cool down, favorable conditions triggered some chemical reactions that led to the formation of life. Chemical and fossil evidence also indicates that microbes existed around 3.7 billion years ago. During this time in the history of Earth, living organisms were formed from non-living things, which we call abiogenesis. In the 1950s, Stanley Miller and Harold Urey conducted an experiment. They mixed boiling water, hydrogen gas, ammonia, and methane, which were assumed to be present in the early Earth. They also applied repeated electric shocks to recreate the lightning strikes that would have occurred on the early Earth. After a few weeks, the solution contained amino acids, the building blocks of proteins. Proteins are required for making cells and tissues. This experiment also proves that it's possible for life-supporting materials to emerge spontaneously. Later, deep in the Atlantic Ocean, scientists found a field of hydrothermal vents on the ridges of mountains on the sea floor. A hydrothermal vent is a fissure on the Earth's crust where seawater gets into the magma chambers and is ejected back at high temperature along with minerals and other chemicals. The hydrothermal vents were homes to dense communities of microorganisms. Scientists assumed that it was around these underwater hydrothermal vents life originated because they thought that the ocean floor would be the best place to protect life from UV radiation. The rocks of alkaline vents had tiny holes filled with water. Each pore contained essential chemicals for metabolism to begin. It started making RNA molecules, the blueprints of life. RNA, ribonucleic acids, are the essential molecules that help in the protein production. But some other scientists oppose the theory that life formed in seawater because long-chain molecules like RNA and proteins cannot form in water without the help of enzymes. The chemical reactions also require UV radiation, so it should take place in a sunny area. So they replaced oceans with geothermal ponds and hot springs formed near active volcanoes. Geothermal springs are small water bodies produced by the emergence of groundwater heated by Earth's mantle. Most of the heat is supplied by the radioactive decay of elements located in the mantle. These ponds have the right chemicals for metabolism to occur. Since they dry out in some places, there will be access to UV radiation from the sun. RNA molecules were formed and later covered by membranes, which led to the formation of the first protocells. It is considered that all living organisms descended from one organism, LUCA, or last universal common ancestor. Scientists analyze genes from different species of living organisms. They found particular genes common to different species across all domains of life, which must have been inherited from a common ancestor, LUCA. The origin of life is as complex as the origin of the universe. Scientists conduct research and experiments to reveal the mysteries behind it. When we become more advanced in the fields of biochemistry and space physics, the origin of life will be more clear to us. Hope you liked it. And as always, Stay tuned for the next video.